I left Tokyo in May on the last ship to America, and in so doing, I was able to join my parents and help when war broke out. There was much confusion. There was a lot of interpretation to do. Government orders had to be interpreted. But after the outbreak of war, no longer was the Apple Growers Association would accept the Japanese growers' fruits. So marketing was going to be a big problem. Later on, we learned that anyone who helped the Japanese would be called a Jap lover. And we had such a friend who would be sure that because we could not get our groceries or go beyond the 5-mile limit, she would come with the groceries. She was known as a Jap lover, and her life was threatened. She was a Caucasian.
When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, our west coast became a potential combat zone. Living in that zone were more than 100,000 persons of Japanese ancestry, 2/3 of them American citizens, 1/3 aliens. We knew that some among them were potentially dangerous. Most were loyal. But no one knew what would happen among this concentrated population if Japanese forces should try to invade our shores. Military authorities therefore determined that all of them, citizens and aliens alike, would have to move.
President Roosevelt has this Executive Order 9066 in which the military was authorized to start any kind of procedures for the war effort. And initially, they put on a curfew law, which says that all Japanese people of Japanese descent, both Japanese immigrants and what they call alien Japanese, and also the non-aliens. They didn't want to use the term citizen, I guess, so they used the term non-aliens, which referred to us.
The commanding general of the Western Defense Command determined that all Japanese within the coastal area should move inland. Immediately, the Army began mapping evacuation areas and for a time encouraged the Japanese to leave voluntarily. The trouble for the voluntary evacuees soon threatened in their new locations, so the program was quickly put on a planned and protected basis. Thereafter, the American citizen Japanese and Japanese aliens made their plans in accordance with Army orders. Notices were posted. All persons of Japanese descent were required to register. They gathered in their own churches and schools, and the Japanese themselves cheerfully handled the enormous paperwork involved in the migration. Civilian physicians made preliminary medical examinations. Government agencies helped in 100 ways. They helped the evacuees find tenants for their farms. They helped businessmen lease, sell, or store their property. Now, this aid was financed by the government, but quick disposal of property often involved financial sacrifice for the evacuees.
My parents sold their laundry equipment for almost nothing and closed their laundry business about a month before we were evacuated. My father's cousin's family of 3 moved in with us since he had closed his business to wait for the evacuation also. My Macabre Junior High School gave us a farewell assembly to bid us farewell. I did not encounter any flap from Caucasian school friends. Our landlord regretted our moving and gave me money to buy new clothes.
It was such short notice to go to Chanfaran that a man who had worked for my father for a long, long time decided to move into the house that we were living in, and he would run the nursery. And we made arrangements for a big San Lorenzo nursery company who was a distributor in in Los Angeles to move our flowers. They didn't make much money, but at least they kept it going.
My father ran an ice cream fountain. And then later I took over the fountain, and it was called Mary's Fountain. It happened in December, and about February we knew that we were going to be evacuated. The man next door, who was our partner, he was Japanese, and that had the shoe store. He took care of it until the Filipino family was able to take care of the ice cream parlor and the shoe store.